probably go somewhere else. I'm like, we live here.
Every time it snows, like I'm thinking, okay, I'm to have, we don't have
Okay, it is 6:01 p.m. He says good on April 15th, 2026, calling the regular board meeting to session, noting the absence of Dr. Hansel. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next up is public comment. We do have a public comment today. I have it's Stephanie Each. Ike. Sorry. No, you just have to state your name, where you have to do your address, but like if you're in Beecher, Illinois, and then
Stephanie in Beecher. This has been an ongoing issue in the elementary. I have 2 daughters there right now, and silent lunches are a thing there. I don't know why. I had brought it to Miss Black early on. I talked to Dr. Mayhem about it, and it's still an issue. I don't know why they are giving our children no talking time sometimes. But if it's like one individual, why are they being punished and the whole lunch is getting in trouble? And that's going for recess too. I know my nephew is in 5th grade and they got the whole recess taken away because of a couple kids. I don't know how we can fix that, but I'm kind of over it. They're kids, they're gonna be loud sometimes, and recess and lunch are like their time to let loose a little bit.
And then Erica Gardner.
Yep, I'm Erica Gardner. I'm here in Beecher, and I'm here for the exact same reason, because this is my son who had his recess taken away. I've also reached out to Dr. Mayhem, and tonight I'm here to find out if there's been any resolve.
Okay. That will be covered if you guys end up staying for when Miss Black does her presentation. She's got something she's going to talk about and go over at that time. Okay, so next up is the approval of board minutes. So I need a motion to approve the regular board meeting minutes of March 11th, 2026 as submitted.
So moved. Second.
Bell,
Yes.
Flores,
Yes.
Schrader,
Yes.
DeChenko. Yes. Hanson,
Yes.
Glickman.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, I need a motion to approve the executive session regular board meeting minutes of March 11th, 2026 as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Flores,
Yes.
Schrader,
Yes.
DeChenko. Yes. Hanson,
Yes.
Glickman.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, I need a motion to approve the April 2026 expenses as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Schrader,
Yes.
DeChenko. Yes. Hanson,
Yes.
Glickman.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Flores.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up is the treasurer's report.
In the absence of Mr. Mike Peters, it is me, and I apologize for that. All right, the First Community Bank and Trust amount is $3,732,705.11. Outstanding checks are negative $22,641.78. March payroll carryover is $73,247.51, leaving your adjusted bank balance at $3,636,815.82. Your lunch program has $112,012.50. In-person fund is still at $5,000. Total money of $3,753,820.32. Investments of $5,800,867.37, with a balance of all funds as of 3/31, $9,555,695.69. Your March receipts were $433,307.93. Your March expenses were $1,449,724.69. Your education fund sits at $6,184,958.17. Your building fund is $1,075,554.14. Bond and interest is a negative $26,507.33. Transportation fund is at $949,361.22. IMRF is $82,532.74. Working cash, $433,661.11. Tort fund, $375,747.88. Health Life Safety Fund, which will start going down really quickly, is $387,387.76. Your cash in the Super Now account is $14,112, and it's earning a rate of 3.59%. The backside, you'll see your distributions. The state aid came in at $355,998. School lunch program gave us $15,515.18. Special milk is up this month to $30.54. State free lunch is at $91.80. Driver's ed reimbursement is $1,916.88. And as noted, there are no real estate distributions to include. The investments can be found also in your packet.
I need a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
So moved. Second.
Yunchenko?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Blickling?
Yes.
Phelps?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Schrader?
Yes.
Motion carried.
There is no need for executive session unless there's a reason that anyone wants to have one for any of the hirings. Before we actually get to that? No? Okay. So next up are our staff reports. So first up is Ms. Black.
Good evening, everyone. Added on to my board report that I started, feels like a really long time now.
Before break, the ED.
Before break. With the concerns that were brought to my attention, I think it was the day before break, I was able to have a conversation on that Thursday with some of the recess staff members before leaving for break. And on Monday, I had a meeting after school with any staff members that supervise recess, including people who are like on the daily, so people who step in on indoor recess days, things like that, to make sure that everyone was covered. Talked about what the expectations are, what the expectations always have been for recess, put into writing, which is what you see, those which none of them are really any different, but make sure that they were in writing. And we spent some time talking about if minutes are taken away, when that would be appropriate, when it would not be appropriate. And as you can see outlined there, I never in any circumstance feel like taking away an entire amount of recess is okay. That has never been brought to my attention. If it has happened, it has definitely happened without my knowledge. And moving forward, I spoke to them about any time that any student is missing time. I need to be made aware and know about why that happened. Not saying that that cannot happen, not saying that it's not sometimes warranted to take away a couple of minutes if a group is being loud walking by classes that are learning, or things along those lines, but that if it does happen, let me know so that number one, I can address it with students to make sure they realize what the appropriate behavior would be, and number two, I'm aware of how often, if it's an ongoing issue, that is continuing.
And the key component of this is to address the student behavior on an individual or small group basis. The carte blanche of, well, you 45 kids are all going to be doing something. Again, I will support if I need you to sit for a minute or two to calm down before we move on. But to say you're all gonna sit here for 15 minutes because, I hope no kid's name's Johnny. Johnny in the back of the line is acting a
Right.
fool, so let's everybody get disciplined. And so moving forward, if that does happen, Ms. Black will still we'll be addressing that in a personnel matter at a higher level. And we do apologize to our families who have been affected by that, so hopefully you'll see a change.
Well, I think hopefully the lunchroom itself hasn't been since our conversations. I know I've had conversations with people in the lunchroom more than once, and along with the lunchroom staff that, I don't want to say aren't our employees, but aren't in the classrooms with students, so the workers that are just working in the lunchrooms, along with those staff members during each lunch, there's also another staff member, whether it's an aide or Miss Emily, our social worker, but there is also another staff member who sometimes that is how I'm made aware of different things that are happening. Any more questions? Great, thank you.
I'll give you guys a heads up, Ms. Black has to run to the foundation meeting tonight, because I think Ms. Reel
Yes.
is presenting, and so she's gonna go support Ms. Reel, and also provide her an update on Freckle, I think is what the other thing is. So when she leaves, that's where she's going, to the bank.
Dr. Quasny.
So a couple updates for the junior high. The Beecher Solo Ensemble and Festival was held on March 28th, and 50 of our students participated. Mr. Hodak wrote up a nice little write-up in the board report as well. And 4 of the students earned the Best of Day awards, and those awards and others will be presented at the concert that will be held on April 30th. Our quarterly reward incentive for the third quarter will be held this Friday. The eligible students will be having a pizza lunch and will be playing games at Hollywood Park. The kids really usually enjoy that incentive, so we look forward to that. And then the last update that I wanted to share, just that we have our testing for the ISA for science for 8th grade. Next week it will be held on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We had some glitches at the beginning with the system for IAR, but everything got smoothed out, so we don't anticipate any technology issues, and the kids really, we've talked about in the past, enjoy getting their snacks and treats for their tickets as we continue to try to bribe them into doing their best. So hopefully that works out well, and that will be finally, we'll be wrapping up state testing, so that's always exciting too. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Mr. Meyer.
Thanks. Just for you. Good evening. Just some more stuff to just try to showing you. We're trying to give kids opportunities. We're trying to do things in the community. We went to Chicago. 15 kids from the American Lit class went to see Hamilton. That's a big deal. Teachers, we thought we might get a few more, but for 15 kids to go to Hamilton, I thought was pretty neat at a decent price. So that was good, and they said the highlight of the time was to actually meet some of the cast members, so I thought that was a big deal. Then there's some things about South Suburban with 25 Easter baskets. We've got a picture of our National Honor Society kids at the end, 31 new members there. I apologize, when they moved it, I could make the first date, but when they moved it, I couldn't make the second date, so I wasn't there, so I apologize, but great kids, great group, another great group of individuals that met the criteria. So we like and we appreciate that group. Easter egg hunt, Chamber of Commerce, we stuffed 6,000 eggs in terms of National Honor Society. Then this My Egg House, 68 yards, 5,690 regular eggs, 158 jumbo eggs, 78 giant eggs, and this was like Saturday night. I think we only had 3 mess-ups that we went to the wrong house because the kids were supposed to take the picture, in front of the address, and I think 1 or 2 might have went maybe a house or 2 down. But I think they got it figured out, so I'm pretty good with overall. Miss Cal was with pleased overall. She made everybody check in and do all those things. So we're pleased with what our National Honor Society, our student council, again, trying to work within the community. We took our ACT, pre-ACT tests, all those good things on March 31st. I think it's 4 to 6 weeks before we'll get results, and then we'll give you all that information next year. And then lastly, our pancake breakfast raised a bunch of money, and an extra $682 for our bake sale. We want to thank Irwin Construction, Buddies, our freshman parents, Ambets Hall, all those good things, all the kids helping, again, just a fundraiser for our prom, or eventually their prom. So thank you to all that. So I think it went okay. I didn't hear any other issues. And then Steve's working on registration with our juniors and seniors, everybody else working on scheduling now too. Trying to just briefly get into with Joe on scheduling for next year. That's what I have. Thank you.
Speaking of scheduling, Mike did bring it to my attention, or asked me today, and so we're going to kind of explore that potential of adding a zero-period English class next year because of the size of the junior class. I'm not saying we're going to do it yet. I need to look at the numbers. I need to make sure it makes sense. We'll still have Mr. Ogden teaching that
Junior
zero.
and senior, we want to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll still have the KACC kids for that zero-period social studies class,
Yeah.
but there might be a potential zero-period English class to kind of absorb some of those numbers. But
Yes.
him and Joe and probably Steve, if he works. Steve work on it?
Yeah, I probably should have told you earlier. We're just working on the schedule,
So,
sorry.
Golden?
Dr. Gahan.
You have my report. There's a couple of little additions I want to add to it, but I also want to make a note. Big thanks to Joe Duncan. He organized the AI professional development we did on March 27th. That sound like the right date? So we had two gentlemen come in from the Learning Center. The first gentleman talked specifically about safety, SOPA, AI usage, just in general in terms of, hey, as a school district, you shouldn't be using this program, you should be looking at this. When Joe sends out an email and says, hey, you shouldn't be using this program, or hey, this program's not SOPA approved, here's why you're going to do it, here's why we protect you guys. And then the second half of the PD was a gentleman who focused on Gemini and how staff can use Gemini to actually create lesson plans and use it to make their teaching and their planning better. And then we gave them some time to work on that as well. So both gentlemen who came out, even though the first guy was talking about something that nobody wants to hear about because it's boring, both were tremendous, and I'm very happy with the results. So we're looking to continue that next year. I'm an idiot and decided to volunteer to be part of the KACC Finance Committee. And so yesterday I met with the Finance Committee for the first time for KACC. The big project that is already in the pipeline, is going to be approved tomorrow morning probably, is the KACC roofing project. It's they bid it out already, and it comes out to be just a shade under $1 million with a 10% contingency. It's a $1 million project. So the way they broke it down is they had a $100,000 grant that will cover a portion of it. They have a $50,000 maintenance grant that will cover a portion of it. And then we're taking another chunk of that out of the reserves within KACC's budget. The remaining monies is broken up between the member districts, and it's based upon, kind of like SOIC, if you guys remember when we did SOIC last summer, same idea. So our portion is 5.9% of it, which is about $32,000. And so this upcoming summer,
That would be worse. No, I didn't. I was like,
this upcoming budget, I'm gonna ask everything we can to make sure it gets pushed into the July. And so that'll be part of your budget for next year, is a $30,000 and some change cost to the KACC program to cover that roof. So that's the big thing there. And then last but certainly not least, my favorite part, we had 3 FOIAs this past month. All 3 were satisfied.
I just had a quick question on,
Yep.
that reminded me, how's the grass doing in the, I should have asked before she left, how's it, okay.
Once we start running out of
You know, I was talking about the grass,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I know we tried it, and I didn't know,
Yeah. It looked really pretty in September and October, and then, winter comes around.
and now it's spring, so I didn't know like what happened to it. Okay,
No,
we tried.
we tried.
Just mulch it?
Well, I mean, you mulch it, but then you're running through, I mean, I don't know. But speaking of mulch, you did say that.
That's what I reminded me.
Yeah, he did all the mulch. And then over the next week or so, he's, because that's playground mulch, over the next week or two, he's gonna get another load of landscaping mulch, and he's gonna make sure he addresses the front end of the buildings here and at the elementary before we meet the end of the year for graduation. But to answer your question, yeah.
Okay.
So unless we're willing to throw hundreds of thousands of dollars at it, I don't know what to do. I really don't. So, he's talked about going in and at least trying to level it off a little bit, trying to get some of the potholes out of there, at least bringing some soil in, but you're not gonna, yeah. It's like the baseline of Wimbledon, it's gonna be brown.
500 kids running on it.
That's true. It's very true.
Next up are committee updates. I actually had my CARBS meeting, like right after the last meeting. They were going over how many kids are in all of the programs, and there's a couple programs that are borderline, like maybe they're going to have to phase out with what they've added in. They just have to kind of look at some of the numbers and stuff because they have so many for nursing, like they've added 2 sections and they even have more interest, but there's some programs, I want to say even multimedia, it doesn't have a whole lot, and a lot of schools have multimedia. Like we even have a multimedia program here at this school, but it's also at KCC. So that might be one of them that they just have to phase out. The hard problem is a lot of the jobs, or a lot of the programs that people have interest in, it's hard to keep the teachers for. Like the EMT and the things like that, or the mechanic, it's hard to find people that are willing. They can make so much money in their field to take that pay cut to teach.
And that was one of the topics we talked about yesterday, and we'll talk about it again tomorrow at the meeting. We can't find an automotive teacher.
And that seems like it's every year, every other
We
year.
rotate them like crazy,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Because you can make $75 an hour working on cars, or you can come make $50,000 and teach kids.
I mean, they got lucky, they had trouble finding the EMT person for a long time, and luckily they've had some just a retired fire chief and stuff, so for as long as he'll do it, but it's a big pay cut for a lot of the people to do, so that's the bad thing, is that also you have the kids that they do a survey that says like, what are you interested in maybe in adding, and a lot of it is like the trades, but you can't get teachers from the trades to do it. There's just no way. So that was the main thing they kind of talk about at the end of the year, what they have to look at. It was kind of interesting to see how many kids from each school go, because I guess I had never seen that, like who goes into what. And it was also interesting, they talked about problems they have at sophomore day, like getting their kids there. Because I guess I wasn't aware that like not everyone provides transportation. We do, and I didn't understand that that's a huge perk. That there's quite a few schools for KACC that kids can't do it because they don't have transportation and the school can't provide transportation. And I wasn't aware of that. I guess I just assumed everybody did. So that was kind of like, oh, well, we do that and we're really good. So that's it. We won't meet again until next year. We don't meet over the summer. Oh, well, no, we always meet in May, but it's always in graduation or something and I can't go. So we'll see.
Quick comment on KACC, we had to, I guess numbers are going out of control, so we had to cut down some of our welding again and CNA this year.
Well, yeah, CNA, I know, they said they were having so many, they even talked about adding another, but it's getting everything set up. They don't have enough room for all the slots. They talked about for CNA doing, like, if you may adding more where they have the 0 hour. And I know they're taking welding for 0 hour too,
Yes,
but the problem is you have to get there on your own.
Yep.
And that's also at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
So, yes, so the numbers, so it's growing, it's a good
Yeah.
thing, but yes, our numbers now, people can't kind of get their first one, their first load. So we're having a little issue, we're not issues, we'll make it work, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, kids aren't going to get the main opportunity that they
And welding's been like that. I mean,
Yes,
even
welding has.
last year, I mean, we had to like draw kids or
Welding
something.
always is,
Yeah.
but CNA is the first time we've dealt with that.
Scholarship Committee. The applications were due on the 3rd, so hopefully all the seniors got those in, and the next meeting is on the 27th.
Youth Commission, I didn't go to the last meeting, but I did reach out to them. They had 200 at the mother-son dance, and then on May 2nd, they're doing a fishing derby. don't know if anybody's heard about that. They have 3 age groups, 5 to 8, 9 to 12, and 13 and up. And it's at the Moaning Reservoir, right off of Pauling Road, which is not that far. They have flyers at the school, which I did see those. And there's a QR code on there they can scan and log in, so. And spots are limited, I guess. I don't know how full they are or whatever, but spots are limited.
Well, the foundation is meeting tonight, so I'll be there. But they did put up their scholarship. The applications were due beginning of the month, so we'll be giving it out. And they do have a proposal from the elementary school for a printer. It's a 3D printer, so we'll see. Some cool. It was a really cool report, so hopefully they can announce whatever they decide. And that's it. She said she'd let me know after tonight. Emails what else they decide, and I know they're just starting to gather ideas, going over the dinner and ideas for next year. So
I just texted Nicole to let Wendy know that we're talking about the sign tonight as well.
yes,
Put
I
that
had
back
emailed her
to-
that to the
put that back
address.
on the-
I wasn't going to be there tonight, so.
Booster Club, we have our next meeting Sunday, so there hasn't been any real updates this past month, so I'll definitely have something for you next time, but of course look on social media for any updates before then, because it'll be posted.
And then the Chamber of Commerce, they just had the Easter egg hunt a couple weeks ago. May 16th, they're having a business expo at the Ambet Hall. Garage sale days is June 4th through 6th this year. And they're doing their golf outing fundraiser on June 6th.
Can you make sure Dr. Graham gets a flyer for that June 6th?
I think you're busy.
Workus is supposed to be out here this week before the pad. I'm not sure if they give you that update. The Booster Club an update on that or not. So we tore it down over break.
Yeah, I saw you tore
Yep.
it down, I didn't know when it was,
Yeah. And then-
thinking it was gonna be up by now, but not yet.
Yeah. With the weather,
Yeah.
they can't promise anything, but.
Yeah, okay, but soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, next up is old business. So first are the seal coating bids for the junior high. And it's just the junior high?
Just the junior high, yep. The elementary and high school last year.
Yeah, 'cause high
included
school
some-
had the whole.
It's included some patching, yep. They actually did 2 bouts of patching. They did the end of the drive at the first go round, and then they patched another spot as well.
Hey, hell, there's still not a hole there.
It looks good.
Yeah. Okay, so I need a motion to approve the pavement maintenance solutions seal coating bid for $7,181 for the junior high school as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Yes.
Bell?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Schrader?
Yes.
DeChenko?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And then replacement desk for the junior high, we talked about that at the last meeting. I can't remember how many, were we doing just a grade level?
It's 90 desks. That should get us through 3 classrooms. We're starting out by phasing out the porous wooden desks that we talked about, I think, at the beginning of this year. And so that should be 3 classrooms.
Okay. I thought we tried to do like a grade level each year or something, was what we kind of talked to plan. Okay. So I need a motion to approve the school outlet bid for $10,255.06 for desks at the elementary school as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Bell?
Yes.
Flores? Yes. Schrader?
Yes.
DeChenko?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Glickman?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And then the digital sign at the junior high. We talked about it last month where we had numbers and stuff, but we kind of all said we were visual people and needed pictures. So in our board packet, we were sent our different options and pictures. And then Brandy is actually here as our professional if we have questions to ask, since we had questions last time and we had, it was the blind leading the blind.
Okay. What questions do you have? Or do you want me to just explain what the?
I would explain them in the differences.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
size,
Okay.
but is there any difference other than size?
For
Okay.
these, no. So it's just the difference of the digital portion of the sign. One is a little smaller, one is a little larger. That's basically the difference. So the black portion of the sign is where the electronic message will will be able to be displayed on there. It's a brand new sign from the foundation up. So we're getting something completely new. Digital sign, and then this top illuminated cabinet, and then the back side that faces the school can just have some really cool graphics to match what is up there. So they'll be able to, it'll be full color, they'll be able to put not only messages, but pictures of kids if they wanted to celebrate, you know, like somebody going to state or, you know, for a sport or something like that. So it does have a lot of, you know, opportunity for a nice upgraded sign at the school.
I'm sorry, what was the cost of that again?
One was 16 and change, the other one was 18 and change.
What's the difference between the other one then?
So
It's
One is 2
size,
feet.
right,
one
just
is
the
3.
size.
Right,
Just
so
the
it's,
size.
it's a foot difference.
Okay, I didn't know if you added it or whatever.
And
And
then
the-
that is with the.
And the
assembly.
labor is being donated by the company. So, and then the foundation is, Randy, it's 10 grand, right? That's what we presented last year.
So we're talking about the
So
school
about
portion being about
$6,200.
Yes.
6 or 8, right?
6 to 8, yes.
So for a foot difference, or if we even want to do it, so. That's what we have to decide tonight,
How long has it not worked? Do we need it?
since I've been here.
I know.
Meyer, when did it stop
Dr. Quasi, do you
working?
believe there needs to be a?
That's a Mr. Meyer question. How long has it not been working?
Joe,
Probably 6 years.
Long time.
I was gonna say, because I've been here 5, and so it was on its last leg, but most signs, we were kept saying, you know, you get 6, 7 years out of it, we got like 13. And so Joe did a wonderful job, but yes, probably, I'd say 6 years ago.
And we still,
6 or 7,
I
I
mean-
think, for the last 2 years.
technically, we still have the option that Joe presented to kind of put stuff inside of it, right? Or was that not viable anymore?
Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, if,
Do it,
Yeah.
do
He
it.
sounds super excited.
So he was gonna, remember, he was gonna not fabricate, it's the wrong word, but buy panels to then
kind of put inside the broken
Retrofit.
part.
retrofit, that's the word I'm
right.
looking
Okay.
for, to the current sign. So,
So not, it would be kind of on top of it. If you look from the side, you'd kind of tell, but from the front.
But it would work
It would
normal?
work, but it would look.
It would work, but it would
Yeah.
not look, it's, so you're taking what is existing there and you're retrofitting something that it's just, you're putting
like on
something
top of it.
on top of what is there existing, so it will protrude out and above, and it is a cost-effective option, but sometimes cost-effective doesn't always.
look
Or work.
nice.
correct.
Yeah, or work.
We can do
correctly.
it and it could last, I mean,
Yeah.
not that I'm saying the skills aren't good, but like, I mean, how long would that last?
Is the wiring good to the,
Right, that too.
is the wire?
No, he would redo.
I mean,
like-
from the
oh, you mean,
building?
is there power to,
Yeah.
that would be a good question to ask.
Wait.
If only someone raised
So-
their hand.
What I do know, obviously we can double check and make sure that there's power to the sign, but there should be an individual line of power to the sign existing. It was working last time we went out and tried to fix it, which was 3 or so years ago. There was existing, the power was working, there was 120 volts to the,
Oh, okay, so there was
to the sign, which would be more than sufficient to power the
And
message.
even run, I mean, we're not talking super expensive to run a line of power out from the building.
I mean,
Well, the-
it's LED, right? So it's not gonna,
Yeah.
it's not gonna
Yeah.
hardly use any power.
Yeah, so and what's existing there should be more than sufficient for a single side of a message center. Whichever option you go with, even the other option will pull the power, but there is power to that sign currently.
Now,
Well, that run out
the other
extensively.
part is, Dr. Kwasny, would it be utilized, or do you see a need for it? Because I'm
I
not,
was
you know,
thinking the same
digging
thing.
Meyer,
Yeah.
but it says 2 claps and a paw pride a lot here at the high school.
I do the inside ones, the outside,
know.
it's just, it's.
Yeah, it's like our
it's
fourth
difficult.
option, not
Yeah.
to, like,
The
knock
inside
it down
ones
and
I try to
not
take
take it
It's not that
back.
much.
The outside ones I don't.
The outside, you're limited to the sign that's here, it's limited, it's
It's
a
very little
monochromatic,
and-
it's
yeah.
one, it doesn't have, So think about if
The
you
guy who presented and got us that sign thinks the
did a
nice little
very
sign.
good job. It was a very nice job for this time.
Yeah.
It is, but it takes a long time to scroll, and you can't read anything by the time you're never there long enough, even walking in. That's why I was like, eh.
So I would have to say the sign is fairly, is somewhat equivalent to what is at the Village Hall. So if you see what is at the
Okay.
Village Hall, it's like that single-sided,
Yep.
a little bit of a lesser quality because theirs is a higher quality sign. Like when you think about like TVs and things like that, it's like a step down from that, but but for where the sign is situated, it's that's more than enough. It's all, I won't go into details unless you want me to. It's all about where you see the sign from and things like that. At the Village, you're close to the street, you're going to see it very close up, so you need a higher quality, where at the junior high, it is set back much further, so that is not, you can go with a little lesser quality for that visual.
And I'll be happy to make sure that it stays updated if it's user friendly.
If it's user friendly.
It is
So who
very-
would be in charge
okay.
of it? Is that like gonna be your job then?
I hope not, but.
Yes, it would be, Mrs. Nancy. Yes, that would be Dr. Quadney's responsibility,
So,
But I'm sure Mr. Duncan could help.
with the assistance of,
So then, yeah, I feel like the fourth option is not to have it at all. Like, what's our need for it? You know, besides being, I mean, obviously it looks cool, it informs, but we now have social media that informs people. I'm just kind of weighing my options here. Like,
So
it's
another-
not that much, so I feel like, but
So another fourth option, if I could throw it in there, if you didn't want to do a digital sign at all, it would not be terribly expensive to fix what's there existing just with a sign that doesn't have
says
that
Beecher
digital
Junior
reader
High.
board portion. So that would be much more cost effective, but that,
Just put a sign.
from what I understand, is not what was approved by that was not approved by
The Education Foundation.
so just put like a thing over it that says Beecher Junior High.
yeah, kind of like
Just
basically
that,
doing
and
this
then
on both sides.
Something like that, yep. You turn the whole thing into a face.
Or removing it altogether because it does say Beecher Junior High on the school, and we do have the window graphics now, which are huge and look really nice. So that's the other option too. If there's not the need, like you said, for the actual updating and things of that nature.
Dr.
That's-
Quasi, do you, do you have an opinion on if you think it's needed? Like, would you?
I guess I'm a little bit, I don't like that it's there and it's not working. So if it was removed, cool. If it's, like I said, user friendly, great, but I guess I would have to play with it to see, because I don't know if, Mr. Stack could help or Mr. Duncan, or if it would be on me. And like I said, I'm happy to do it, but I don't know like how time consuming it's gonna be realistically. So I don't like that it's there and it serves no purpose. So I could kind of go either way with it, and if there was something on the front, that would be okay too, but, I mean, it would be cool to have a working sign, but I hate to say one way or the other if I haven't had a chance to kind of get in there and work on it and see.
If you want, I can schedule a time to come and show you the software. I do have a mini sign by this manufacturer, and the ability to show the programming if you wanted to go that route too. It is very user-friendly. You could do it from home, you do it remotely, like if there was a snow day, you could remote in and say, hey, there's a snow day today or something to that effect. So, or.
Do we know like what the, I mean, I guess you don't know, but like the average lifespan of it would be?
So there is a 5-year warranty, there's a 10-year parts guarantee. So longevity of those signs typically run about, you can't ever say for certain with technology, but they could run up to 20 years. So.
But after 10 years, maybe not find parts.
Which
is what we had last time.
Yeah, that was also from a different manufacturer. These have been, this manufacturer has been around for a long time. They're based out of Kentucky.
Okay.
So they're
very, I don't know, it's one of those, like, we've had the money from the foundation sitting for a couple of years, and it's kind of like, it's over 50% of it's covered. Like, maybe we have to pay, even if we did the smaller, the 6,000 one, it's kind of like, I'd hate not to do it, but then like you say, it's 6,000 we need to spend, but we spend $11 million a year. So, 6,000, we always get so nitpicky with like the little thousands of dollars, and it's like, eh.
Too bad asking for it and then not
Yeah,
using it.
yeah.
But
But
as
this
long
was
as it's
also,
used.
when we talked about this was before we had done the vinyl window too. And I feel like that did so much for the school there and for the curb appeal.
Yeah,
100%.
right, now we
Yeah.
don't, not that technically need the curb.
Yeah, when we talked about it, it was an eyesore, it was something where we were trying to visually enhance the schools, and I feel like we've done that so much better with the vinyl.
Are we on a timeline, a time crunch here for deciding?
Could we wait another month and let them play with it a little bit and see what?
So you said table it, let
Yeah.
Brandon show.
Yeah.
And then I'll also look and see if we can find out how much it would cost us to remove it and,
Just make it a
Big
sign.
plan.
no, as
Or
in
just
like,
leave it?
Oh, remove
Plug
it.
it in.
remove it all together and just make it part of the grass. You know what I'm saying?
You could probably remove it for
Yeah.
less than
An
an
hour.
hour.
Right.
Statue
Statue of what?
of Dr. Gahan.
No more
What?
statues. No more
There's
statues.
not that much limestone in Illinois.
I mean, you know, we can.
Okay,
let it
so
know
we
in a month
will
and-
table that. So moving on to new business. First up is the recognition of tenure. So I need a motion to recognize tenure for Lindsay Berger, Julia Galligan, Martin Giannotti, and Lynette Naylor.
Second.
Schrader,
Yes.
DeChenko,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Glickman,
Yes.
Feld,
Yes.
Flores. Yes. Motion carried.
I need a motion to approve the renewal of non-tenured staff as presented.
So moved.
Second.
DeChenko,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Glickman,
Yes.
Feld,
Yes.
Flores. Yes. Schrader.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I guess it's just that there's nobody not being renewed. Just want to make that official, so.
I need a motion to approve the renewal of non-certified staff as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Hanson,
Yes.
Glickman.
Yes.
Feld,
Yes.
Flores.
Yes.
Schrader.
Yes.
DeChenko.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up is the junior high math teacher to replace a retirement. So I need a motion to approve the employment of Justin Bronson as Beecher Junior High School 6th grade math teacher.
So moved.
Second.
Glickman,
Yes.
Feld,
Yes.
Flores.
Yes.
Schrader.
Yes.
DeChenko.
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up is the Beecher Elementary School principal. Got her updating me like that. So I need a motion to approve the employment of Kelly Toppin as Beecher Elementary School principal.
So moved.
Second.
Feld,
Yes.
Flores.
Yes.
Schrader.
Yes.
DeChenko.
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Glickman.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And Miss Toppin is there with her family, if you'd like to meet her.
Do you want to say anything? You don't have to. I mean, you have two children on your lap.
I do. It's close to bedtime, so
Oh.
I was really grateful that my family was able to come. Being in Beecher, it's kind of a dream of mine to be able to help support the teachers that are teaching my own students. So I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. And I'm so looking forward to next year and many years ahead. So thank you.
Welcome, Simon. Welcome.
Thank you.
And most importantly, Nana Nana Boo Boo, John Palin.
We don't say what he said in the office. I'm laughing. Easy.
Okay, discussion items. You said we need to add a policy meeting.
Yeah. I do want to say, with Ms. Toppin's hire, we're going to work it out to where Friday, they're doing the kindergarten, first grade interviews for the next year's position. Ms. Toppin's actually going to come and do those interviews with that team for multiple reasons. One, to get to know some of the teachers,
Yeah.
and two, Nicole was able to push it up far enough to where if I got my hire in, then Kelly would be in charge of that, so Kelly would take care of that hire.
Awesome. Yes.
What about, is there still a junior high position?
So the elementary, that was element. The English position, Mr. Martin Giannotti is going to be transferred into that position. Because it's an internal transfer, you guys don't have to prove it, you've already approved his employment. So we will be posting for an EL position at the high school. We are actually, in our meeting today, we talked about the potential of Mrs. Martinez, who's currently one of the Spanish teachers, maybe taking over some of those responsibilities here at the high school. She has the degree. We're still looking at some of the scheduling at the junior high and how that would look, but we will be posting it one way or another just to see if we have somebody out there for that. So, other than that, I think we are fully staffed. Yeah. At least Adriana supports me, knock on wood.
The policy meeting to go over the new Press Plus, does that need to be before the next meeting? Or,
It can.
okay.
What I want to do is I want to wrap in the handbook, any kind of handbook changes that are into that policy. They have told me there's nothing that's major that they want to change, but I still want to make sure that it's taken care of. So it takes 2 meetings. If we want to get that on before registration starts, you'll have to probably get that in the June board meeting or later.
Well, can the handbook be in the same with the Press Plus, or no? It's
Yeah,
not?
so you would have to have it before May for your first reading, then June would be your second reading.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you can get it on there. Also, I guess I should have mentioned this in my report, I apologize. Joe and I will be working over the next month of doing the red flag list for our clear residency. So families can expect to probably see that before the next board meeting. Again, the stipulation is we run you through the program, and there's a threshold. I can't remember the exact, I think it's 85% threshold, that it matches you to your current location. If you fall below that 85% threshold, you'll get a letter from my office saying that you are not cleared, that you are required to prove residency. Also, if you have registered within the last year, you will be asked, as in the school year, you will be forced to do another registration because it's brand new, and so clear can actually match you to that anyway. So we apologize for any inconvenience that provides, but it's been really beneficial to the families who are longstanding here, and they're cleared, and they kind of walk through the process. So that should be within the next month or so.
What day would you like?
When will they, how much time do they need for their handbook changes, I
I
guess?
think it might be.
Well, I think they already have an idea.
Are they done?
No?
Of course they're done.
They're done, they're done.
There will be.
Well, how much time would they like?
When are you available, Ms. Flores? It's your committee.
Not the 27th.
Not the 27th.
Other than that, anytime after 4, on any day I can make work.
Any day in April, or are we open in May?
Either
my,
way.
my wife has a facial on April 28th at 4.
Okay, well, let's not do it that day.
No, what? I'm not getting the facial.
Do you
So
know who's
no.
on the policy committee?
It's Chair, Marie, and Flipping.
Okay.
So,
So is there any day that doesn't work for you? Because you just said the 27th doesn't
I have a
work.
very colorful calendar, yes. I could do the 22nd, the 24th.
No, 24th, that's a Friday, we don't do Fridays.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I can do the 22nd, or...
What about May 6th? It's a Wednesday?
Yes, that is open.
Because then that
is the
will
only day in
give
May I don't have
2
Live time.
We do now.
3 weeks for handbook
May
updates.
6th at 4 p.m.
Meyer, can you get your, and Michelle, can you get your updates by May 6th for your handbook?
3 weeks.
Kelly, can you get your handbook updates done by the 6th?
Yeah.
Okay.
What time did you say the meeting was?
4:30.
4:30.
4:30 would be ideal, if that's
Okay.
okay.
I'm not even in a family schedule. I'll leave it.
We have a home building schedule.
Yeah, I know, that all.
And then
I
we'll,
also coaching cases.
will you reach out to this council?
So I'm
I can.
Well, I'll come to for sure, 'cause I have a handbook policy update I want you guys to look at for cell phones.
Oh, okay.
Policy meeting, all right, policy 4:30. I already told Ms. Beltis, I've already gone through it, so I have all the updates and stuff, so I'll probably send it to you guys tomorrow. There's no massive changes, there's nothing, a lot of it's legal updates or small changes here or there, so.
4:30 on the 6th.
Yes.
May 6th.
I'll keep for a little bit. We got to coach a softball game at 5:30.
Take it over for hairs.
Tag you back.
Okay, so upcoming dates, we have the policy meeting May 6th at 4:30. We have our regular board meeting May 13th at 6. We have the high school graduation at 7 on May 15th and the junior high promotion at 6:30 on May 19th. When do you need to know who's coming, or is there a
What-
certain date you want to know?
Do you guys, what,
You let me know. I'll have this.
I need 4
I'll have
seats.
this-
I want my 4 seats at graduation this year.
this,
I'm sitting on stage, but I'm filling them 4 other seats.
I'll make that work.
I usually, in the past, I've only taken like the 1 or 2, but I want 4. We're seniors this year.
well,
I can send some, I'll send something out eventually when I get through the
Okay.
senior letter and, you know.
Do you want
Yeah, I want everyone's 4 seats, okay?
Just
Kidding. No.
but in terms of if you're gonna be on the stage, if you just let us know by the next board meeting, that's more than enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
We'll,
fine, yeah.
we'll just put chairs up, on this, and same with,
Get a,
yeah, and make sure that you have your flowers. And then, is that fine with you, Michelle? Next board meeting for your promotion?
I mean, yeah, we don't do anything but
I
sit
might
there.
email you guys before that, I know, I'm sure you'll get that.
Such a problem. It's below.
Take care.
The only one I'm not sure about is high school.
There's a home baseball game.
Okay.
Those are rough dates for
There's a home
Brad.
baseball
Are they?
game.
So I need a motion to adjourn.
On, junior
So
high.
moved.
Be online.
Second.
Oh.
All opposed, or all, what's my words? All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned at 6:52 PM.
We have a